Hi everyone, I'm back and welcome to another Monday evening of crafting. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I'm sorry I wasn't with you last week. I was out in rainy White Rock visiting my mom, who's turning 96 in a few weeks. Fortunately, a few of the days we were there it didn't rain, and some it did, but we enjoyed and we had a good visit, and so it was all good. So thank you for joining me. My name is Lillian Kemp, and I'm and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. And I think I'm a little rusty here. All right, I'm going to put you down, the camera down to my desk so you can see what's happening down there. And as I'm doing that, on Sunday, on my group page, I had asked the question, what household items do you have on your desk or in your crafting room that you use quite often? And one of the things I mentioned was clothespins. I use them for all kinds of things. They're just like an extra pair of hands. And there's a wonderful list started over on my group page, so I thought we'd keep adding to it. One of the other things that I use all the time in my crafting room, and I just love, is a dust buster. It's a little handheld vacuum, and I can vacuum off my desk. I can vacuum off the floor in just a moment, just with the handheld vacuum. So there's another thing to add to it, and I see lots of people saying hi to each other and to me. Hi everyone, so glad you're here, and I'm so glad to be back. So just as I'm going down, share a household item that you like to use in your craft room. All right, and we will do this going down here. See if we can get my desk into focus. I get it all focused before I start, and then of course I move it around, so then it is never quite the same. Let's see, here we go, and there we go. So I wonder what household items you have in your craft room. I'm curious here. And now we have got this going, the computer's going, excellent. I just have to share it to my group so that they can watch it over there as well. And then we're good to go. So last week I talked to you a bit about kits. I had made the video ahead of time so that you would have something to watch, because I love that you're in the habit of joining me on Monday nights. And so if you missed that, I showed 3 different kits. Now we have lots of different kits, and if you go to my website and click on shop now and then scroll down to kits, you'll see different kinds. So the ones that I showed last week were the ones that don't come with a stamp set. So maybe if somebody in your life is wanting to make cards but they don't want to stamp or anything, these are great kits. So these were some of the cards that we showed, and they come with instructions, and it's all good to go. There's even the shape one here, and we've got all kinds, and the little mailbox ones, I love those. And so they're all kinds. So watch last week's video if that's of interest to you, and you'll be good to go with that. Now tonight, just before I get started, I have a few things to share that are ending and a few things that are beginning. So tomorrow is the last day to get the best deal in the book, and it's even better. It's the starter kit, and it always comes with no strings attached, I guess is what I'm looking for there. So normally you would get $165 worth of product of your choice for $135, no GST, no shipping and handling. But until tomorrow, just before midnight, it's on sale for $100. So that is an amazing deal. So if that's something that's interesting to you, don't miss out on that. The other thing is I have a little special deal going on because of all the Cyber Monday and Small Business Saturday and all that kind of thing. So anyone who places a $75 or more order with me before the end of the day tomorrow, you will get a bonus of this swatch book. And each of these pages are 3 by 3, and it's every color of cardstock in the Stampin' Up! Catalog. So that would be over and above. So that's ending tomorrow as well. What is beginning the day after tomorrow, so beginning December 1st, is the last chance products. And some of them are up to 50% off. So it's December 1st to January 3rd, but it's only while supplies last. And you might say, well, what products are you talking about, Lillian? I'm talking about the products from this mini catalog that are retiring. So they will be going, some of them are on sale, will go on sale, some will not. And there will be, in my newsletter tomorrow morning, there will be a list of what's going to be retiring. So it's not going to be seen again. There'll also be a link to a list of what's carrying forward. And then there will be a list to, there's two kinds of carrying forward lists. There's a carrying forward that's carried forward, then you can order it all the time. And there's another carried forward list where they won't be available until when the holiday catalog comes out next July. So there'll be a short period of time when they're not available. So there'll be a carryover list has 2 lists, and the retiring list is 1 list, but some of those items are on sale. So watch for those links in my newsletter tomorrow. And I had hoped to get it done today, but I didn't. So this is your bonus. If you would like the new catalogs, make sure that you go follow this link, take a screenshot. I will put it in the comments afterwards, and reserve your new mini catalog and celebration brochures. So guess what? I have mine. Now, I don't have everyone's, I just have mine, but this is the celebration brochure, and this is the new mini catalog. And there's a few hints here, like that ribbon just might be in the catalog, and there's some little butterflies here that, well, you know, there's always a few hints on the cover. So make sure you let me know, either by following that link, or if you're not good at doing that, send me an email or something and let me know. All right, that's enough talking. Let's get busy and creating. Now, tonight's project, I'm going to call it the Swiss Army knife of projects. It looks like a little treat holder, and it is. You can put treats in it like this. Oh, we can put stuff in like that, and that's very cute. But you can open it up, and it's a card. And it's also a gift card holder, or you could put a photo in here. So it's 3 in 1. All right, so that is what we're going to make. Now we're going to use different paper and stamps. So this is just to show you one variation. So first off, I chose my designer paper, and you need 3 pieces that are 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. Now they could be the same. They could be the front and back of the same or whatever. I just took them from the Whimsy and Wonder specialty paper. That's the joy of the papers coming together. You know they're going to work together well. So that's what I chose to use. So I've got those. Then I wanted cardstock that matched it. So then I chose, I chose some Misty Moonlight. And then I had a few more pieces of designer paper. One is 3/4 inch by 5 1/4, and another one is 3 3/4 inch by 2 1/4. And then I have a piece of basic white that is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So 3 that are this size. Then these 2 sizes in designer paper, this in basic white, and then the Misty Moonlight is actually 8 1/2 by 9. So I'm just going to bring in my Simply Scored here, and I'm seeing lots of people saying hi, and I'm so glad to have you here. But if I start to interact, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to have a disaster. So I'm going to keep my focus here, I hope. So here is sort of my layout. So it's 8.5 by 9. So we're going to start with the 8.5 side at the top first. So 8.5 at the top, and we're going to score it at 2.5 and at 3. So 2.5 and 3. Then we're going to do a quarter turn with that at the top, like that. So we've got the 9-inch side at the top, and we're going to score it all the way down at 1 inch and all the way down at 5 inches. So we've got it like that. So we've done these two here. Now we're going to score, but we're only going to come down to that 3-inch line. So at 1/2, and then we're going to score at 5.5 and 6. So there we have it. And I'll take a picture of this and post it afterwards so that you've got this to refer to. Because once you have this, it actually comes together pretty easily. So you can see the shaded parts are what I'm going to cut out. So I have another template here. So when I've got it cut out, it's going to look like this. So let's move my Simply Scored out of the way and bring in my scissors and do the cutting. So I'm going to cut out these two little squares here, just like that. I don't know what it's like where you are watching from, but we have had some freezing rain here, and it has been treacherous walking. And those of you who know me know I love to walk outside, but it's, whoops, I got that a little crooked. It's really scary to walk outside right now. So I'm hoping that that melts away pretty soon, and we can go back to walking outside. So here we go. We can save that for another project. Now let's just do a little test. Did I cut it correctly? I did. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start here, and we're going to fold this in. This is going to end up being the little flap that holds the gift card holder. And then we're going to fold this in. So now what we've got is our card, right? So now that when I do that, that helps me know that this has to go up. And this has to go up. And then the sides, I'm going to fold on all of those scored lines. And you can see that that's what's going to make the little box on the front. So let's, I don't know about you, but I always like to do a trial run. So that's going to be the card. This is going to come up, tuck in like that, and just be like that. Now, one of the things I noticed on my first one is that I wish that I had mitered or just wedged here just a little bit. So I'm going to do that to those two. And then all we have to do is decorate, and we have our Swiss Army knife of cards. So this is going to be the front here. So let's decide what we're going to do. I think I'm going to put this on here. So this is one of the 3 3/4 by 5 1/4 pieces. So I'll bring in my adhesive, and I'm going to flatten this out because it's just going to be easier. This is gorgeous, gorgeous paper. And we'll put that, whoop, got a little glue everywhere. Nothing like throwing things around. I got this idea from Dee Slater, who also got it from a European demonstrator. And so this idea has been switched around a little bit, and the Europeans use different measurements than us. So it's just sort of one of those that's somebody got it from somebody, got it from somebody kind of thing. So I'm going to put that. That's going to be the flap. So let's go to the inside. If that's going to be there, then I'm going to put that one here and that one here. All right. So put this over here like that. And yeah, it's always hard to cover up this shiny paper, but at least we've got it on the other side. We've got this here. Like that. So now that's going to, while we're here, why don't we just close that up? Now I could bring in my Seal Plus, or I can use my tear and tape, and my tear and tape is just happens to be a little bit handier. So I'm going to make that like that. And just fasten it down. Now I was thinking that this would make a great teacher gift, because you could the student could even put their picture in here and a little gift card and just have everything all together, and they could make it themselves. So that would be kind of fun too. There we go. So now we've got the card made, right? Basically, now we're going to bring this up. So before we do that, we're going to put the designer paper on what will be the outside. Whoops. So here's the piece here. It is 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. So we'll add that on. Now let me just double check. Yes, that's the way. And center that on there. And now we will add tear and tape here and here on the flaps. And then we're going to make a pocket. Now some of you have been asking about your orders, and they are en route, but they got held up in BC because Western Canadian Stampin' Up! Orders clear customs in Richmond, British Columbia. And we all know what's been happening out there and what the roads are like. So orders are taking a long time to get through. But I actually had an order get delivered on Saturday, and UPS does not normally deliver on Saturdays. So somehow they got that order through, and they're doing their best to get them delivered. So if you've got an order with me or with somebody else, they're doing their best to get here, but we all know that it's tough to get through on those non-existent roads right now. So I'm just lining up the corners there, and then to burnish that down. And now all I have to do is decorate. I have a pocket, I have another pocket, and I have this here. So isn't that neat? All right. Oh, Diana's order came in today. Hurrah. So that they're starting to come through. I think they've been coming up with some alternative routes or something like that. So on this one here, I chose to put a tag here and a star and that kind of thing. So I thought I'd like to use snowflakes. So I went to the our Merry Snowflakes bundle and used this to do it. Now, I learned something just a few days ago. It might have even been on my holidays when I had some downtime. But do you ever find, so here's a little side trip by courtesy of Lillian, but do you ever find that once you take your dies off of the holder, this one's fairly straightforward, you can never get them back on in the right spot? I learned a trick. Now, you'll notice, let me just see here, if I can peel this off. Can you see that there's a design there now? So I know that this one goes here. And I learned this, I forget where I learned it from. But when you first get your dies, just leave them on here. Bring in your platform. Whoops. And this is my cutting one, obviously. It's all grungy. So this is the cutting part of your die. That's how it's fastened on here. So put the cutting part down on your plate. And then put your other plate on top. And run it through, and what it does is it makes that impression, and then you know exactly where to put your dies, so it makes it like that. So there's just a little tip as I journey sideways on you there, but it works perfectly. So those dies, remember, I've used them before. They have wonderful stitch marks on them. They also do this kind of etching thing. I have used them a lot. So that's the stamp set that I used. And I also used the Tasteful Labels dies for this. So let's stamp Merry Christmas on here to begin with. And I'm going to use Misty Moonlight ink because this is Stampin' Up! World and everything coordinates. So it is, oh, it's not Merry Christmas, it's Merry Everything. There we go. And I'm going to put it right about the middle. There we go. Perfect. And I'll close that. Whoops, I'm going to stamp while I've got that ink out. This is the paper for the inside of my card. So it's 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Now, while I'm doing this, I would love to know what kinds of things could you put in here. So I guess it'd be good if I showed you what kinds of things could you put in there. We have looked at hot chocolate, but what other things could you put in there? Because let's brainstorm some ideas, because often we make these treat holders and then it's what can we put in them, right? So let's share ideas. There we go. So we've closed that up. Now I'm going to bring in Blushing Bride like this, and I need some paper to stamp on. So I'm just going to bring in my mini grid paper. And I'm going to bring in one of the snowflakes from the stamp set, and I'm going to ink up the snowflake, stamp it off once, and that's going to be for the inside. And then I'm going to do the same on here. Oh, I'm having a good time. I'm going to do a little bit more there. There we go. And there we've got our stamping done. Now we just have to have a little fun assembling. So let's see. And we will fasten this on the inside before I lose it. I just saw somebody saying, I like this idea. Oh, I'm glad. I missed who it was, but thank you for saying that. And there we go. Let's see if I can get it straight. There we go. So now it's like that. And now I'm going to just bring in some pieces that I thought I would play around with. So what I was envisioning was this going here, but I was thinking that I would like this to be behind it, the snowflake, but I was afraid it would catch. So So then I thought, what if I put a vellum circle behind it? So I kind of like that idea. So I'm going to bring in my silicone mat and build some of that on here first. So I'll put, actually, I'm going to put a glue dot on here. Now I cut my snowflake in half because I want part of it peeking out the top and part of it peeking out the bottom. But the snowflake, if the snowflake was joined, that wouldn't happen. But nobody's going to know that the snowflake is stretched out a little bit. There we go. Like that. And I'm going to, should I put it on? No, I will glue it right down. So this is vellum, but this is going to cover that glue. So that'll be good. So I'm building this here because then I will have a better idea of where to put my dimensionals. So now we can bring this in and we've got the element all set. Now again, I don't want it to catch. So I'm going to put it up on dimensionals so that there's just a little bit more wiggle room there. So I'll put, let's see, it goes most of the way. So I'm going to put my dimensionals on here. And the reason, if I put them on here, I might put them where I don't want them. And it would be sticking to everything. So I'll put those along there. And then I know I can put dimensionals along the bottom part here. And then we should be good to go. So let's peel those backings off. This is where my dustbuster after class, after I do a Facebook Live at dustbuster, because I have dimensionals everywhere, and then I just come and scoop them all up. Yeah, that looks pretty good. There we go. And I totally missed the ideas. Fill it with treat bag, yeah. And Tara loves the snowflake, excellent. And then I cut out some more snowflakes. So I use the shimmer in color vellum. So that's from the annual catalog. And I also use the pearlescent specialty paper. So it has some shine to it too. So you find those papers, because sometimes they don't, it's really hard to take a good picture of them. They're right after the designer papers. So if you go past the designer papers and you come here, here's the pearlescent here, and here is the in color shimmer. And then if you wanted the gold in color shimmer vellum, or pardon me, not the in color, if you wanted the gold shimmer vellum, that's in the mini catalog. So now let's see, what else can we do? We can brighten this up with a few more snowflakes. Let's see. Maybe I just cut a bunch out and then I thought I would play. That might be enough right there. So where did I put my glue dots? Oh, here they are. So I can put my glue dot behind the snowflakes. So this color is the same as the color on the package, and this color works really well with the mint macaron. So that's why I chose those colors. Like that. And I'll save those. I might use them again, I might not. Then we're going to bring in some embellishments. So we have champagne, basic jewels, we have the rhinestones, and we have the in color. So let's see, we have the in color ones, which I don't have very many left. So those might look good. And we have the champagne. Are you getting an idea of what you would like to see me use? There's the champagne. So that looks okay. And then we have the regular rhinestones. So which do you think I should use? The regular rhinestones, the champagne rhinestones, or the in color jewels? Let's see. Champagne is the first one I saw. So let's tuck these away and work with the champagne ones. And we'll use my take your pick tool. And they can just go anywhere. I'm not going to put them here because that's where the treats and stuff are going to go, but we can put one there. Oh, we'll just scatter them. I'm just putting my hand in so I can give them a good push down. And there you have it. The Swiss Army knife of cards. It's a treat holder, a gift card holder, and a message holder. So what else can you put in? You can put treats, but you could also do a little spa package, right? So here's some that, and you could put a few other things in there. You could do things for nails. You could do popcorn package. You could do all different kinds of things. So if you think of other things that I'm not lame, I'm late. I'm glad you're not lame, Sue. And we're glad you're here too. I hope you enjoyed that, and I can see myself using this idea not just for Christmas but for birthdays. Can you imagine for a fisherman if you had some different paper, of course, and maybe some fishing lures and some different things like that in there? You could. It's a fairly decent size. It's half an inch. Yeah, I think it's half an inch. Yes, half an inch. So there you can get a fair amount in there. So have some fun with that. And remember, this is the other one here. And now I'm going to have show and tell. So Sue, you didn't miss show and tell, right? So here is the other one right here. So let's put those to the side and let's have some show and tell. So I have been getting a few swaps and I've been having some fun making some cards. One of my grandsons is turning 4. So you could put instant coffee and Chapters gift card. Ooh, yes. I like. So here is a birthday card for our 4-year-old grandson. It's going, of course, to the Netherlands. And so I did the little pop-up with the 4. So that's with the turtle. It was kind of fun to do a non-Christmas project. There, so we have that one. This one is a gorgeous card I received in a swap. So it is using the Tidings and Trimmings designer paper and the snowflake I used tonight, and then the embossing folder. And the closure is just underneath that snowflake. And when you open it up, it goes like that. This is from one of my downline from Mark. So notice how she even did the inside. So like that. So I will fasten that up later. I received this one from one of my downline. It is a gorgeous card. So it looks like this. And when you open it up, there's this inside. So I really like that. And that is from Lynn. So Lynn did that one for us. And then another one from my downline. Can you tell my downline's been having a swap right now? This is from Carolyn. And so this is one of those bookbind cards. She's used the Melody embossing folder and the Sparkle of the Season wreath. And then she's used some gold, gold flakes, and added just a little bit of glimmer there. So that is another fun card. Here is one I cased from Dawn. Oh, I can never say her name. Dawn Griffiths. That's it. I've got my Dawns mixed up. But there's a fun fold that I will be doing with you someday. Might not be Christmas. And so there is the show and tell. So I hope you feel inspired. And I'm just interested to know, are you finished your Christmas cards, or do you still need to make some? Who's finished and who still needs to make some? I think I've got enough made, but I definitely do need to start addressing them and sending them. So anyway, thank you so much. And if you make these, I'd love to see your version, because it looks so different every different way. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for being here with me. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to click that subscribe button for me. I'm trying to get my numbers up, and they're getting there. Catherine still needs to make more. Lynn still needs to make more. And Sandine, oh yes, so I'm not alone. Perfect. All right. And remember, if you want to order from my online store, especially starting December 1st when that sale is on, it's only while supplies last. This is where you find it, and you click on Shop Now, and that's the hostess code. All right. Have some fun. Do make these. I will post that diagram so you can see the cutting instructions and the scoring instructions. Thanks for joining me tonight, everyone. Take care and have fun. Bye-bye.